Help. Okay, there we go.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take it right, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go.
So we posted a picture and asked you guys to ask us any type of questions that you wanted answered. I know I said that we would be able to get to all of them.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So it would be over like a 2-hour long.
And we are only allotted 15 minutes on YouTube, so.
But most of the questions were how we met.
Molly and I met in 2009 at a dance convention competition called Hollywood Vibe, right? Hollywood Vibe. She just got off So You Think and was assisting one of the teachers, and my studio that I was teaching at brought the kids to the convention, and then I would see her kind of like throughout the convention, and then there was one moment where I was standing in the hallway and the door swung open and it was like slow-mo for a second. We made eye contact. It was probably for like 0.2 seconds, but it felt like forever. It was like, whew, slow-mo. Not really though. Oh, she was wearing like baggy ripped jeans with a tight spaghetti string white tank top and a, what did I say color was? White bandana.
Gray.
Gray bandana. But she said she was green.
What?
Your bandana.
No, I think it was gray.
Well, anyways, doesn't matter what color it was. Then I asked one of my students, I wrote my number on a piece of paper and I was like, hey, go give that girl my number. And then she went and gave you my number.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like a week later you texted me.
No, I texted you that day.
Oh, she texted me that? Thirsty.
No, that's messed up. No, because your student said that you wanted like classes or master class or something like that. Yeah, so then I texted you. I said, hey, this is Molly. Gray, let me know like whenever I'd love to like come or something. I can't remember exactly what I said.
I don't remember. I wish I still had that message.
Yeah, me too. We would talk a little bit, but
she was dating somebody and then I was dating somebody and then
it was never like good timing.
Yeah. Fast forward, when I first moved to LA, I was subbing Shauna Rizzo's class at Millennium at the old place, and we would both be at the studio at the same time. She'd be in one class and then I'd be in another, so it's like she would walk.
The classes were at the same time.
At the same time, so it's like she would walk, or no, she would walk by my class and like look through the door, and I would see her, and then she'd start class, and then my class would end, so then I would look through the door and see her, and then we would like do that for a long time.
Yeah. And
then we would see each other like carnival.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And she walked right past me like I didn't even exist, and I was like, that's so shady.
Because our conversations never really went that far.
And we never really talked in person, too.
No,
like,
yeah.
Ever.
It was just like
text messages or...
But the text messages were like... Explain how the text messages were.
Oh, they'd be like... Or I would be like, hey, how you doing? And she'd be like, I'm good. How are you? And I'm like, I'm good. What's new?
Cricket. It was fun.
It would be like that. It was like that for 4 years. And I would try again. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Then she sent me a message in the middle of the night.
Why you gotta be shady?
Not shady. I thought that message was so cute.
Fast forward again.
And you sent me the app on Venmo.
Oh yeah, so you guys know that app Venmo? It's like the money transfer app. So back in, what year was that?
2013.
Back in 2013, my roommates and I started using Venmo to do bills and stuff like that. And my phone was in my pocket, and my friend can vouch for me that my phone was in my pocket the whole time. We were walking to go get coffee, and my phone sent out an invite for everyone to download this app in my contact list. So throughout the day, people were messaging me, oh, is this app real? Is it spam? I'm like, so probably explained what the app was 10 million times. And who was one of the people that responded? Boom. And then guess what? Who made the move? Not me. I was like, oh, this is the app, da, da, da. And I think it was, hey, how you doing? She's like, I'm good. And I was like, what's new? And she responded. It was the first time and I was like, oh, something's up.
Wait. I wanted her to know that at the time I was dating a girl, the first girl I had ever really dated, seriously. And
I said, you're dating a girl and it's not me.
And I was like, when I tell people that story, they go, good job, Jeka, that's a good.
Well, because that's genuinely how I felt. Because I was like, there's no way I've been trying for 6 years and then you're just dating somebody else. No, not happening.
You tried for 4 years.
6.
No. You started in 2009, we started dating in 2013.
I can't count.
And then it was a wrap from there.
Yeah.
So another thing people have been asking is, what's our favorite thing about each other and our least favorite thing or something that bugs us?
Like a pet peeve?
Jeka's gonna have so many for me.
Let's start with a pet peeve. My biggest pet peeve about Molly is when she says, I promise I'm gonna do my laundry. And then she doesn't do it.
Okay, was a lie. That used to happen, but now in our new home, we have a washer and dryer right next to our room.
Okay, next.
My biggest pet peeve with Jeka is everything has to be done on her terms. Like how things are cleaned, when they're cleaned. Like she doesn't just like wake up and have a cup of coffee and...
No, I have a cup of coffee, and while I'm waiting for the coffee, I clean something. Because it's 4 minutes. I'm not going to just stand around and wait for the coffee.
No, but I like to wake up and, like, watch my court shows or SVU or something. I like just to wake up and chill for a second. And Jeka stresses me out. She's always cleaning, doing something.
I learned that I need to wake up at least an hour before Molly so I can get all that stuff done.
But that's also annoying, too, because I can't... Like, I hate not waking up to somebody.
I try to be in the room when she wakes up. It doesn't always work.
Favorite thing about each other?
My favorite thing about Molly is her ambition.
I have to poop. Wait, help me. Help. Babe, help me get away.
I also really like that she's blunt.
Babe, hurry. You may want to press pause there.
Okay.
So you have to say what you like about me. Ow.
One of my favorite things about Molly is I say this a lot, is her ambitions and her dreams. I feel like something that was always so cool for me was, like, I don't know, I feel like I grew up in, like, a small town and, like, you just don't, like, reach for the stars. She, like, reached for the moon, you know, and passed. And I always thought that it was always something that good for me because I was always just very content with everything that I have, which isn't a bad thing too, but I think in being in the industry, she's taught me to kind of reach a little bit further, and then a little bit further, so it's something
obtainable.
It is possible.
And now look, you're dancing for Ariana Grande and you didn't think you'd be able to do that.
Never thought it was possible.
My favorite thing about Jeka is probably like how kind you are, because I don't know, I feel like you just have so much patience with me and it makes me happy because not a lot of people do. No, it's just like really nice to feel like loved unconditionally, and we've gone through so much together and you still like continue to love me more, so it makes me feel like it's actually real rather than like a superficial relationship, and that makes me feel content like every day, especially now being married. It's a little more solidified. But you're like so kind to everybody and you're really funny sometimes.
Almost had that one.
That's also one of my favorite things about Jeka, is like we have really, really great conversations, whether it's about something silly or it's about something intellectual. she always thought she's more like street smart, not book smart. And I feel like I'm more book smart, not street smart. So it's so fun to like challenge each other and compliment each other when we're having conversations. And then we kind of just like grow together in that way. I think that's been a huge reason how I fell in love with you too. Because she also just, the keyword, she doesn't think she's book smart, but she's actually really smart. She just second guesses herself. Meg Bonham,
Yeah.
said, love you tons. Love you too, thank you. What's your response when someone asks if you have a husband? So it like still gets me nervous, like, or when I tell people I'm married, they automatically assume like, oh, that's so awesome, what does your husband do? And it's not even like the, I guess, the pronoun of the marriage. It's just like, I get annoyed of just the assumption. Maybe based on what I look like I look, which is fine, like I don't care, but like also I think we should get to a point in today's society where you don't just automatically assume who the other person is, you know, married to or something. Maybe you ask, oh, that's so great, like what does your spouse do? Or give them the opportunity to give their significant other a pronoun, right, rather than automatically assuming. But I still get nervous. I get nervous that people will judge me. I'm very, very human. I'm like in my feelings a lot. Jeka can attest to that. I'm a very emotional person, and I'm like, I get really nervous. But at the same time, I'm still trying to like grow courage and just say it confidently. And you guys will find out that too. This is part of the reason why we started the YouTube. This is a question too that we've been asked, why did you start this YouTube? And it's basically for our journey together. Same with me. She's been wanting to do a YouTube for like 3 years.
I feel like a big reason why we kind of want to do the YouTube is I personally, and I think maybe Mollee feels the same way, is I think a lot of people get their information on the internet. Mm-hmm. And I think I do it too. It's like Dr. Google. You can look up your symptoms. You look up your symptoms, and you know it's probably the worst thing. But you know, if you need to fix your dryer, you go on YouTube to figure it out. Or if you need to learn how to fold your socks, I don't know, something. You can find everything on YouTube. So I think putting this kind of information also out there on the internet, like you know, our journey as a couple, you know, our journey to self-identification, like just things like that. Like people need to see these things just like as normal.
And see people like regular people doing it too, not just in magazines that people have written about them. This is our story that we're telling you from our mouths. And yeah, automatically they already put an assumption and a judgment on who I should be with, and I feel like I should be the one that gets to say it and gets to give you the opportunity to judge me. You don't get to judge me automatically. Court's adjourned.
Next question.
You hear them calling, shouting your name.